Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Do you have a special little lady in your life? Maybe you're a mom, maybe you're a grandmother, maybe you have a special niece or a little princess friend. If so, I'm making a gift today that you might be interested in. So pull up a seat and let's begin. All right, today what I want to do is create a banner or a wall piece. I want to use these really cute little UV DTF stickers, and I need 3 circular coasters. And so let's just begin there. How about that? Let's just begin there. And the first thing I need to do is make sure my little stickers are gonna fit in these coaster molds. Now I'm not making coasters, but I am using the mold to achieve what I have in my mind. So I'm gonna turn my sticker over because obviously this is not gonna fit the whole sticker in. Maybe if I did square or something like that, it would, but I don't want to use a square. I want to use a circle shape. Okay, so let's flip our little lady over. And you little girl sit right there. And let me see what parts I want to keep. So I'm just measuring up right now. I think that's about right. Alright, so let me grab my black marker. I think that looks good to me. And I'm going to have to trim off a whole lot to get her to fit. But I still think it's going to be super cute. There we go. That's what I want to see. Let me make sure. What's the saying? Measure twice, cut once. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. There's one. Let's do the same thing for this pretty little girl in purple. I think this is going to turn out super cute. If you need a gift for Christmas, a birthday, this would be a great idea and not really that hard to put together. 2. And lucky number 3. Okay. That looks good right about there. And draw my circle. I'm going to want to cut just inside the black edge that I'm drawing. Because obviously when you draw a circle or anything you might trace, you are tracing just outside of that line. So let's begin. Just looking at it, making sure that they're going to fit nicely. Once these are unmolded, I want it to fit nicely on our epoxy resin piece when it's unmolded from the molds. Okay, a little bit more off of you. And then we'll be ready to mix up our resin and get our first layer down. Now with the UV DTF stickers, you really don't need to put a layer on the top once they are placed, but that's totally up to you. Alright, they're cut, looking so cute. And now next step is to get our epoxy resin, equal amounts, poured into our coasters. So let me grab that stuff, put on my gloves, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you in a little bit. Okay, so I've got about 4 ounces poured in here, and I'm just going to stir it and mix it up until I see no streaks or striations. And so let's get this a mixing. You want to mix for me? No? All right. I'll do it. You know what? I can send us into a fast forward for this part. Alright, we're going into a fast forward right about now. Okay, so I've got my epoxy cup sitting off to the side over there, so I've got to work fairly quick. And I want to go in with corresponding colors of mica powder with my stickers. So I've got a nice pretty green to go with her, a nice purple to match this one, and a nice color teal to match this one. And I just want to go along the back with a nice soft brush and paint them in. So let's do that. Now when you're doing something like that, and you want to customize it to do your own thing, you could do, you could put some glitter in your resin. You know, it's up to you. This is your resin world. I really just want to use the thin brush to get along the edges here. And then, where is my flat? Oh, there he is. There you are. I'm going to take this one, because this is a small little container. I can't very well dip. I mean, I could try, but I think I'd make more of a mess than anything. So I'll just do it that way. And rub it in there. And the powder is a-flying. Well, we are working with fairy stickers today. So fly on, powder. There we go. It's not anything bright or in your face, but it's pretty nonetheless. Alright, let's do the same thing with the green. Oh, I can't tell you guys how many times I've done that. Opened it upside down. Alright. Alright, now I would like to, where did they go? Everything's always running from me. I swear. Your tools, your cups, anything you want to use, they grow legs and they run from you. Alright, let's split it 3 ways. Now, I think I wasn't going to do this at first, but I think I'm going to add just a touch of corresponding glitters, little trial glitters to go in the colors. And I'm not going to use a whole lot, just a little bit. Just a tad. Now these little jars can play tricks on you. If you don't open them carefully, they will pop open and glitter will fly everywhere. Now start with just a little bit when you're adding your glitter if you don't want to go heavy, because you can always add more, but you can't take it out once it's in there. That's pretty. I think I'm going to try to do it this way. Add just a little more. There we go. Thank you. You can sit right on over there. That looks nice. I'm just going to go ahead and pour this one in. So 4 ounces gets me to the level I want it to be in my coaster. Let me pull this over so you can see a little better. I apologize. Good to the last drop, right? Alright, just finishing up here. These little, I want to call them Dixie cups, but that's a name brand. But I'm just going to still call it a Dixie cup. These little cups, they come in so handy, very inexpensive to use. And there we go. Alright, they're looking pretty. Now my next step, though, is to wipe my sticky fingers off. I'm going to try to stay as clean as possible, though that is next to impossible. But I am going to give it a go still. Right? Now I'm going to get a silicone tool, kind of go along your edges, or I am going along my edges. Don't touch the bottom though. And what this is doing is, if you have any little tiny bubbles around the edge, it's not a guarantee that they won't be there when you go to unmold, but at least we're going to give it a shot. There we go. And one more step. Let's give it a good spritz with high-grade alcohol. And there we have it. Now that we have come this far together, I have to wait till they cure. You don't know, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to go set these by my window where it's very well ventilated, which, by the way, always work in a well ventilated area. For those of us who don't know that, a lot of people do, but there's a lot of new people too. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Alright, deal with my shenanigans, if you will. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a little bit. Good, you're still here. Just a second for you and an overnight sleep for me. They're ready? to unmold and get our cute little stickers on there. So let's do that now. Here we go. Okay, so what I've decided to do next is mix up equal amounts of epoxy resin just to seal the stickers in. I added some shimmer powder just a touch and mixed it in, and I'm just gonna dome it over my sticker. This is not a must. This is completely up to you. These stickers are strong and they're waterproof. I just think, in my opinion, it creates more of a finished look. But like I said, this is completely up to you. Now what I'm going to do is go in with a little cabochon mold. It's your shape. You can choose whatever you want to do. It's your project. I'm choosing to go with the little round one. I'm going to put some in my little circular mold. Did about 3 or 4 good pulls on my glue gun. I'm going to go in with some little roses, place them in here, get them quickly because hot glue dries fast, we know that. And then I've got some little leaves ready to go. Just my spiderweb glue. I just place them in here neatly and wait for that hot glue to dry or cure.
Sunrise paints the sky so white. Every moment by your side. Laughter echoes through the air. Joyful hearts beyond compare. Joyful every beat, dancing to a cheerful beat. In this light our spirits rise. Joyful under open skies.
Right now I just grabbed a pair of sharp scissors and I am trimming away any extra glue, hot glue, that I don't need or I can get to and I don't want to be seen. Then I got a beautiful shade of green out of my paint pens, and what I'm doing is I am shading in any of that hot glue that I could still see and that I wasn't able to get to with my scissors. And right now it's just looking so pretty. I'm so pleased. Alright, so I went ahead and unmolded the ladies, the little girls, and I didn't turn on the camera, guilty as charged, but they turned out so cute, nice, smooth, shiny finish. Oh, they're beautiful. See that? Just enough shimmer, just enough, without being overpowering. And I have some little whatnots here, including the ones I made with the hot glue. And so now I just need to figure out what I want to create to connect these so they can be put on the wall. But I did want to show you this first. I have some twine here. I've got a whole cup of beads here. Some sample little things I've been experimenting with and looking at here. Some satin ribbon. So I have some thinking to do, like I just said. So hold on. and I will see you in a sec, okay? See you in a little bit. Don't go nowhere. I decided I really liked the white satin ribbon. And so right now I'm just cutting it into 3 even pieces. And yeah, that's my choice for connecting the 3 pieces together. And now I grab my hand drill and I'm putting holes on the right and left of each piece so I can connect them. So at this point, I was getting more excited because I was starting to see everything come together. And what I decided to do was to attach 3 tassels to the bottom of each round. So I grabbed my gold flat back bales and I'm going to evenly space them with my B7000 and glue them on the back. So what you see me doing right now is one of those hindsight is 2020 moments for me. I was sitting here looking at it, my clean white ribbon is on there, but I felt that something was missing. And so I grabbed my gold paint pen and meticulously worked around those white ribbons and around the edges, and yep, that is exactly what it was missing. Do you remember these 4 little pieces that I created with the glue gun? I thought they were too busy to go on to my wall hanging, so I decided to make their own little ornament out of it. And I've got a nice, pretty hook here. I'm going to add some gold beads to it. Put a couple up front here. Then I'm going to pull it through. I basically did the same thing to these little ornaments as I did to the little girls' castings. And I just went around with the gold paint pen. This is UV resin. And then I glued these on the top. Then we add a couple more little gold beads. Thanks for watching today. I really do appreciate it. If you could give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment, or if you want to, even subscribe. But like I always say, the most important part is that you came and watched it all. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.